The Chicago Bulls losing ways continue after a struggle of a loss against the 76ers. Me and Pat are going to talk about everything that went into the Bulls losing weekend and more on today's Locked On Bulls.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily Chicago Bulls podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every single day. I'm Haize, host and creator of Chicago Bulls Central and Chicago Bears Central YouTube pages and podcasts. That's Pat, the designer, host, and creator of the Windy City Breeze and host of the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000. Today's episode is brought to you guys by FanDuel. Super Bowl 59 is here, and there's no better way to make every play more exciting than with FanDuel Sportsbook. New customers can bet just $5, and if you win, you'll score $200 in bonus bets. Download the app or head to FanDuel.com to get started. Pat, me and you collectively, after the Bulls lost against the Philadelphia 76ers, both said, hey, no need to do Locked On Bulls tonight. We wait to get to them on Monday. I love that we both, even without talking, just knew that that's what we were going to wait and do. Out of the Bulls' last 10 games, they've only won 2 games. And this was after, the Bulls won on Derrick Rose night against the New York Knicks. They won the game a couple days after that against the Spurs. And it's basically been struggle since then. This loss against the 76ers that did not have Joel Embiid. They lost Paul George. I don't think he played at all in the second half of this game. Let's start off on this loss overall. Then we'll talk about the losing, as a whole, how we've been losing here lately. But how'd you feel about this game, Pat?
Listen, the Bulls were never competitive in this game. You never. I guess the third quarter was a hot quarter for them, but outside of that, you never really had a shot to win this game. It felt like they were, even when things started to get a little bit closer, they were going to give up another big run. You've got Kelly Oubre Jr. absolutely killing you in the second half at every single turn.
Ben Johnson continued.
What the?
What just happened?
I just heard somebody say Ben Johnson. Hey, did you just say Ben Johnson?
No, that's crazy as fuck. That's wild.
Dog, I swear I just heard Ben Johnson continues. I'm like, what the heck?
That's crazy. I wonder if a tab is open in the background or something.
But no, man. Listen, at the end of the day, you've got a Bulls team that has no fight left in it, and I can't believe we're talking about. Did you see the Patrick Williams comments after?
Bro,
I feel like I'm picking on him now. I feel like I'm picking on him, but you're doing this to yourself.
Him saying I got game, like literally, it's like if you just want to become a meme, just say that, because that's like read the room, Pat. Read the room. Like, it'd be different if he said that after a game where he had like 18 points on high efficiency and it was like, Pat's back. He said that after a game where literally he started off the game with a turnover and an air ball. Then he had one aggressive drive to the lane in which he got an and one. He missed the free throw and disappeared in the game after that. Completely and utterly disappeared. And then he said he got game. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Read the room.
Bro, but the problem is, he said it like he also he said it like he's improved so much in 3 years. Do you know there's only one statistical category where Patrick Williams has improved since his rookie year?
Was it games played?
No,
because he played almost every game his rookie year.
Yeah, it's assists. He went from 1.8 to 2.2.
Shout out to P. Will.
That's the only category that he improved in. I got game. Well, dang it, I wish you would show somebody. I wish you would let one of us see that you got game. Maybe if I just keep picking on you, you'll get pissed off enough to actually go out there and prove that you got game. Because it don't look like there's no game.
No, that used to work, but now he just continually shows that he's getting worse. Like P. Will, this is the thing. People make so many excuses for P. Will. And don't get me wrong, I used to be one of those guys. But at some point, you got to, like, this was the season that turned for me for P. Will, is because he got worse at the things he did well. We can talk all day long about he doesn't get any shot calls, play calls called for him. That's cool. That's all great if we were talking about him doing more. He's not even doing the things he used to do in the same exact role. At this point, there's no reason for P. Will to be playing almost 30 minutes on your team. I'm sorry. He's a solid role player. If P. Will was coming off the bench, making $8-9 million a year, I'd look at him completely different. This is a guy who's starting on your team, getting paid $18 million a year. He's getting more minutes than Modest, more minutes than Julian Phillips. Go and look at the point at the on and off court numbers on P. Will versus the on off court numbers of Modest Buzelis. Yes, Modest Buzelis is playing against second unit guys, but in what he's able to do, the Bulls are outscoring opponents by a 5-point differential when he's on the court. Also, opponents are shooting a 3% worse field goal shooting percentage when Modest Buzelis guards them. All those numbers are more and in a worse direction for P. Will. I'm not saying that Modest Buzelis needs to deserve to be some 30-minute starter, but Modest has shown in his role he deserves more minutes, whereas in P. Will's role, he's shown that he's just continually gotten worse.
Hey, I am, because, I mean, you look at the fact that this season Modest Buzelis is the best defender inside the arc in the NBA. His percentage on 2-point shots this season, he is allowing 42.6% from the field. Nicholas Batum is 2. Jaren Jackson Jr. is 3. Amen Thompson is 5. You have a guy defending better than Amen Thompson on your team, and you're running Patrick Williams out there,
who's allowing 61% in those same situations and 71% at the rim. That's what Patrick Williams is doing. And for the people that make the excuse, well, he's playing 4, he should be playing 3. He outweighs Modest Buzelis. And yes, while Modest is taller, they have about the same wingspan. Shut the hell up. There's no more defense for P. Will. Shut the hell up.
Listen, and he's stronger than everyone.
He's stronger than everybody.
He's stronger than everybody. He's that one cousin that we don't really talk about what's really going on with the cousin, but for some reason he got that strength that nobody talks about.
But the moment you need to change the tire and you don't have your tire on it, you're like, hey, come lift up the left side of this car.
Bro, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's P. Will. P. Will, he's that one cousin and nobody says what's wrong. But everybody know if he get a hold of you, it's over. Like, Rico, let him go. Let him go. No, put the boy down. Put the boy down. But no, man, listen, at the end of the day, and here's the thing. I bring up P. Will saying I got game, not to go at my normal, like P. Will is a bust kind of conversation, but to say that his play is acceptable in this organization. That's why you have these losing ways. That's why your losing ways will continue. You're trying to get the most out of a young man and stick with this young man through a tough stretch. I'm sorry, 3 years ain't a tough stretch.
And he's been, this is the thing too. It'd be different if P. Will wasn't starting this whole time. We're just talking about, he just needs more opportunity. He literally walked on the football field, on the basketball court.
Basically.
And maybe he should be on the football field. Maybe that's what actually needs to happen here. He literally walked onto the basketball court and has been a starter since day one. He's almost got 250 games played. This is not somebody that we can sit there and say, well, he just needs a little bit more opportunity. He's gotten all the opportunity and he squandered it at every step of the way. I'm sorry, I did not intend for this to turn into a complete P. Will teardown. But listen, as somebody who used to sit here and argue with Pat, oh, P. Will just needs more opportunity, I'm done. Needs more opportunities done. I'd rather see those opportunities go to Modest Buzelis. I'd rather see Modest Buzelis crash and burn, getting cooked by Jaren Jackson Jr. and him learning from it, because I do actually trust that he'll learn from it more than P. Will. P. Will sitting there talking about, I got game. We see your game. 5 games out of every season, we see a little bit of flash from P. Will. We're on year 5 of this. Year 5.
5 seemed tough. Five seemed like you went high on that. I don't know, man. But my overarching point is that you're willing to stick with it, and maybe this is to save the pick. Maybe it's to keep yourself in the draft conversation. And so that's how I'm gonna look at the rest of this season. Maybe this is a tank. I don't believe in a tank. I don't think a tank wins you a championship. A tank has never won a championship in NBA history. But if this is a tank to keep the pick, it hasn't. Nobody that's won a championship.
They tanked for LeBron. But he had to leave.
They didn't. They just sucked. They didn't tank. They just sucked. That team was just bad.
They traded away some key pieces in that season But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Yeah.
Hey,
they were bad
also,
for a decade before then too.
Hey,
so
look. Even if we want to say they tanked for LeBron, also they didn't win with LeBron till he left, won championship somewhere else, came back, and you had Kyrie Irving already on the team.
That's true.
So I guess maybe you could say you tanked for Kyrie and he won one. I guess that I can skew it. I can skew it to say that.
They also tanked for our old boy from Canada who ended up sucking, but that is what it is.
Yeah. What was that? Anthony Bennett?
Yes,
Bennett,
that's
right?
who it was. Anthony Bennett.
Yeah. He was
you know what?
trash.
What's really separating P. Will from Anthony Bennett?
9 points.
P. Will can actually shoot. Other than that, they're very
bro. Anthony Bennett came in. Anthony Bennett has an argument for the biggest bust of all time. Do you remember how he was hooping in college?
Bust of all time.
Do you remember how he was hooping in college, bro?
Yes, bro.
Like he was Zion.
Yeah.
He was a god. Like there was no way he was gonna be trash. That man got to the league. I was like, ooh.
We got to move on. We got to get into a break. We'll get into next. Coby White was diagnosed with a bone bruise as well over the weekend that me and Pat have not gotten to talk about. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But first, we got to get to a message from FanDuel. Super Bowl 59 is here. One game, two teams, endless possibilities, and there's no better way to make every play more exciting than with FanDuel Sportsbook. Whether it's predicting the first touchdown, calling the MVP, or even betting on the coin toss, FanDuel makes it easy to get in on the action. With live betting all game long, you can adjust your bets as the game unfolds and feel the thrill from kickoff to the final whistle. The live betting feature lets you stay involved no matter what happens on the field, and the app is super easy to navigate. Plus, knowing that you can place a $5 bet and potentially win $200 in bonus bets for the Super Bowl, that's icing on the cake. Download the app or head to FanDuel.com to get started. Bet just $5, and if you win, you'll score $200 in bonus bets. That's FanDuel.com. Bet with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 59. More Locked On Bulls coming up next. All right, Pat. First of all, are you betting on Super Bowl 59? Are you betting on the Super Bowl at all?
I'm not a gambler. I like keeping my money in my pocket.
I feel that. Yeah, I've never really had any inkling to bet. Like I love sports too much. I don't want to be so wrapped up in, I need this guy to get 3 more yards. I'd just rather talk about
it gives you more of I get from what people tell me, it gives you more of a rooting interest in games you don't care about. But I'm a sicko, bro. Like I care about a lot of games, dog.
Exactly. I care about the sport. That's the thing. Like, it's like I could turn on any game and somehow I'm invested in the matchup. So I don't know if I really need that. But nonetheless, if you wanted to bet on how many injuries the Bulls would have over under on the season, I think that you always want to bet the over on how many injuries. Coby White diagnosed with a bone bruise. I love how honest Billy Donovan was on this. He said he could come back in a week, could be more. They don't know. They don't know, Pat. How do you feel about Coby White's latest injury, man?
Well, listen, that's a bone bruise. I mean, you never know how it's going to heal. There is no linear path to getting better with a bone bruise. There is it slowly starts to get better. You try to work through it. It usually ends up flaring back up, and you end up dealing with some discomfort. It sucks to lose Coby White, especially in a season that I think is as important as this, right? Because if you were Coby White and you're going to come back to the table, you need to show out this year. This is the year for you to ball out. End of this season, 1 year left on your deal, you come back to the table, you say, look, we got this working for us, and I'm playing at this level, and so I need more money. I think this is a vastly important year for Coby White. It was a year that he needed to be healthy, because we haven't talked about a healthy Coby White season really in 3 years. Like that.
Coby White has ever had a healthy season, because even his rookie year he got hurt. I don't know if Coby has ever had a fully healthy season. Maybe wrong on that.
Let's see. Let's check it out. We got Google. We have these Google machines. Coby White, year by year, rookie year, 65 games. Second year, 69. We've been very consistent. If you play 69 games,
that's a full season.
That's a full season.
Yeah.
61 third year, 74 2022, 79.
That 69 season also may have been, was that a shortened season?
Now remember though, last year before, and even a little bit of 2020. All of those, he did get injured in those seasons, but didn't
Just
come
was
back
playing
the
through.
same player.
Yeah.
Played through it the rest of the year, didn't come back the same player, which is what I would expect to happen now this season, in a season where Kobe's been Kobe. I mean, he's a 3-point shooting asset. He's 18 points a game. He's a good role player for this team. He's a good scorer for this team. I think realistically, that's kind of what you're looking at though with Coby White, and this injury is just going to hurt things there.
Yeah, and I think the thing too is that we have to realize the last two players that have had a bone bruise on the Chicago Bulls, their season ended early. You had Lonzo Ball, and then Patrick Williams had a bone edema, which is essentially a bone bruise just with fluid built up in between the bone. So I mean, there is that little bit of a concern here. And listen, Torrey Craig hasn't come back when they thought he had a quad injury and ended up he had a strained calf. Like we're on the third medical staff in 5 years, and it's the same stuff at some point. Is it that the medical staff isn't doing their job, or is it that the Bulls just don't care?
I think this is just the NBA now. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of guys that, and a bone bruise isn't something I would expect you to play through, but there's not a lot of guys who are going to put their careers at risk for some of these injuries that they get plagued with. I think that leads to a lot of guys sitting out. I think that leads to a lot of guys. And listen, on this Bulls team, you feel comfortable in your position. Who's better than Kobe? Not many players on this team.
Oh yeah, not on this team.
Yeah, I mean, what's he think? Leroy Carter's going to come in and start hooping? Yeah,
I'm not at a risk to lose my spot to Leroy. I'm good. I'm going to sit out about 15 games. I'll see y'all
now again, a bone bruise not the same thing, but I think that thing from NBA Pass where it's like I may actually lose my job if somebody comes in and balls out. Like I can't risk that. Or you see somebody hooping, right? Who was it? I think it was Melo during Linsanity, right? Melo was dealing with the injury, saw Linsanity hooping, and got back quicker. Like it's not that long ago. Linsanity, I guess that is a while ago. That's
bro.
13 years
about
ago.
That. It's 13 years. That's
it's
crazy,
13 years
bro.
ago. It's nuts.
That's crazy.
But that I should say that NBA is not that long ago. That NBA mindset is not that long ago. It's just you don't have that fear. You don't have that worry anymore. The one thing I will say about it is this: if Coby White is out, hopefully that leads to more minutes for Midas Buzelis. Hopefully that leads to more minutes for Julian Phillips. Some kind of rotation in there where maybe you do move Pat to the 3 and it allows one of those young guys to get an opportunity to flourish a little bit more. We'll see how the Bulls end up dealing with it. At the end of the day, it's this team is who they are right now. And I'm sure the front office doesn't look at this as a bad thing because Coby White is a player that's going to help you win.
You said something that I want to pick up on real quick here. If they do come out and say Kobe's going to miss, we're going to shut Kobe down for 2 to 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, whatever it is. Do you move Zach LaVine back to the 2 and do experiment with either Modest at the 3, Patrick Williams at the 3? Do you get experimental with that, or do you just keep it bored, keep doing what you're doing with Lonzo starting at the 2, maybe Io at the 2, Zach LaVine at the 3? Because I'll tell you what, like the rest of the season is we got 36 games left. I wouldn't be mad at saying, hey, Modest or P. Will, let's see what you got at the 3. See if that helps you get out this rut. Any Julian, let's see what you got at the 3. I wouldn't be mad if they did something like that.
They're going to start Io DeSumo at the 2, and that's what it's going to be the rest of the season.
I get it. I'm asking you what you would do, though, because we're not going to talk about Billy Donovan.
What I would do, I'd have fired everybody. No, I'm just playing. Not really. I'm just serious. What I would do, I'd have cut everybody. I'm sorry. What I would actually do is I probably would experiment a little bit here. Why not? Yeah, I mean, I get it. You're still trying to win. There is still hope for you in making the play in, and that is something that is a badge of honor for the Chicago Bulls team. We're always competitive. We're a play-in team. They'll probably end up getting a win tonight versus the Denver Nuggets because Vooch plays Jokic extremely well. We've talked about that. I actually do expect the Bulls to win tonight. But I mean, you think about this. We went from 17 and 19 to 19 and 27 real quick, didn't we?
Hey, bro, that's what. Listen, when everybody was saying that, oh my God, we're only 2 games out of the 5th seed. I was like, yeah, but we're only 5 games out of the 11th. I mean, 1 game out of the 11th seed. Like, let's slow down a little bit there, fellas.
A little too much dip on your chip there.
And listen, it happens every year. I used to be there, but at this point now, I'm here. I'm at this place with every Chicago team. You got to show me. And this team ain't really showed much other than struggles will be here. And so we'll see what that brings along for this team. But I do think that if Kobe, and knock on wood, we don't want Kobe to be out for an extended period of time. Like, let's hope, they said a week, could be more. Let's hope that it is the week. And at the end of the week, like, Coby's able to make his return back, and we just continue looking at seeing what this team's going to be here between now and the end of the season. But listen, this season is done. I hate to tell y'all that, but like, we're gonna compete for the 10th seed. That's what's gonna happen. That's how this season's gonna end. But we already know the outcome of what's gonna happen this season. That's it.
You want to know what the worst part is? We're terrible, right? We're a horrible basketball team. We are not good. We can't get worse. Like Philly sucks so bad that we can't get below them. The Nets are horrible.
I don't know that.
We literally
Philly
can't drop down.
If Philly keeps improving, there's a chance of that happening. I mean, they're only one game. We're only one game above them right now, so maybe there's.
What are they going to improve? Actually, we 2 games ahead of them right now, right?
I thought we were 2 games before.
I think
we lost against them.
No, I think we 2 games ahead of them right now. You know what? They played 2 less games than us, so that may be the case. But it's so bad, dog. It's like, what are we holding our breath on? The Joel Embiid and Paul George are going to get healthy, and it's going to come together.
I mean, it don't have to come together much to be better than this Bulls team. That's the problem. It's not like they got to all of a sudden become some amazing team.
Oh God, bro. Just make us the 11th seed so we don't have to cover a play-in game, please. We have
you know they're going to win one play-in game. You know they're going to win one play-in game.
That's going
to be the difference between them losing their pick and keeping their pick. They're going to win that one play-in game, and then the team that that we beat, is going to end up having a higher seed than us. This is the way that it goes, bro. It is what it is.
I'm sick of it. Jared McCain is coming back. Yeah, he's 2 days into college and he's 3 lectures behind. No, didn't get that reference. Don't worry about it.
That's funny. Anyway, let's get into the last topic. As well as over the weekend, Zach LaVine wants to stay with the Chicago Bulls. This is a bit of a change because, of course, most last season it was talked about that Zach LaVine actually wanted his way out. I do love in this report that they did say that LaVine wants to stay, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he will, because AK's still taking calls on him. But how you feel now hearing that Zach LaVine wants to stay with Chicago?
Listen, I think that I've said this a couple of times since I've been back on the podcast, right? Zach LaVine's representing the city very well. He's still giving his all, sometimes on both ends, sometimes mostly on the offensive end. I think he still wants to be a leader on this team. He still wants to be a part of this team. I respect what Zach LaVine has done in a Bulls uniform. I mean, he's going to go down as one of our greatest Bulls of all time. The reality of the situation is Zach LaVine is here because nobody wants him. And so if nobody wants you, guess what? Sometimes you go back to your ex. When you say it's going to be better on them streets when I go out there. Yeah, I mean, when you say, hey, I don't need you. And then you go out there and everybody like, you probably shouldn't have left, shorty. Get your back over there. Like, oh, okay. All right. Yeah. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's how I go. And that's the situation that Zach LaVine is in. You think of Zach LaVine, listen, we're the greatest fans in the world, and he would rather be no place than here, except, this offseason when he wanted to be someplace but here. But I do respect Zach. I love Zach. I think that, he's a fun player to watch. I'm excited to see him here. He's going to go down as one of the best scorers in our history. He's going to go down as one of the best shooting guards in our history. I think, like I said, the second best shooting guard probably in Chicago Bulls history is Zach LaVine, which is crazy to say. But there's not a lot of great names to choose from. If you're looking at it like that, I'm happy to have Zach here. You just got to find somebody who's going to be that number one option, and it doesn't look like you have that guy on your team right now.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we have that, and kind of just, that's the reality of it, man. It's Jordan, LaVine, and then what? Reggie Theus?
Yeah, I might have to put LaVine over Reggie Theus.
Yeah.
Although, did Reggie Theus get playoff games? I can't do that. No, he might be third. If I'm not mistaken.
Well, Reggie Theus also only played 240-something games as a Chicago Bull.
But didn't Reggie Theus go to because we were in the West back then, if y'all remember, didn't he go to a Western Conference Finals versus the Lakers and lose?
You may be correct on that one.
I may have to put him above LaVine.
Okay.
I may have to put him above LaVine.
Okay.
I don't know if he's on that team. I know Artis Gilmore. I think Reggie Theus is on that team. Sloan was on that team. And they went to the Western Conference Finals twice and got beat by the Lakers.
So we're saying Jordan, Theus, LaVine, Then I'm guessing Jimmy.
Yeah.
Then Ben.
That's a nasty list.
That's
a 70-year list, guys. That's a nasty list, bro. And it immediately gets the players where you go, ugh.
yeah, true. Let me ask you this, because Kirk technically played as many games as shooting guard as he did as point guard. But how do you view Kirk? What position do you put Kirk in? Do you put him more as a shooting guard, or do you put him more as a point guard?
I have him as both, because he did kind of the Tim Duncan thing where he played 10 as a shooting guard, 10 as a, well, he didn't play 20, but Tim played 10 as a center, 10 as a power forward.
Yeah.
I put him down as both, as far as where Kirk is at shooting guard wise in Chicago Bulls history. I mean, he wasn't as impactful as Ben or Jimmy, so I'll put him behind them, but he was our 3-point leader for a long time.
Yeah.
He was our 3-point leader for a long time.
That's crazy, bro.
It's
and
not
then,
a good
honestly,
list. It's not a good list.
Is Ayo Dosunmu already in top 10 Bulls shooting guards of all time?
Is Ayo a shooting guard more?
He's played about as many minutes as shooting guard as he has point guard.
Probably not. Nah, probably not. I'm not gonna say that.
You got Craig Hodges above Ayo Dosunmu.
Hodges, give me BJ Armstrong. Yeah, I mean, now we getting disrespectful. Now we got
Craig Hodges averaged 6.2 points per game.
Give me Steve Kerr.
We're putting Kerr as a shooting guard.
What the
If
heck?
we're rating Kerr as a shooting guard, if we're rating Kerr as a shooting guard, then okay, we can have that.
What was it? Was Kerr a point?
Kerr was a point, bro.
Oh. Steve Kerr, point and shooting. Okay, he was a point guard and shooting guard. What was he with the Bulls? He was a point guard with the Bulls.
That's what I'm saying. The fact that we're already
the
into
point guard
dual point guard
better.
Shooting guards, it
It's
says
not.
a lot about it. It says a lot. So it is what it is there. That's any last thoughts? Listen, I don't even know where the hell we've gone at. Somehow we got it. Rating the Bulls shooting guards. Of course, we have Jordan, which is an all-time great. Make no mistake about it. But after that, you very soon start getting into Bears quarterback territory when you start talking about something. It's very. What
was Ryan Harper? What was Ryan Harper? He was a point guard. He was a point guard.
Okay.
Because Jordan came back.
Yeah. That's right.
Jordan came back. Yeah,
that's crazy. Hey,
man, follow us on everything at Locked On Bulls. You can follow me on everything at Pat the Designer. Y'all stay safe out there. And this is bad.
Very, very, man. We would appreciate you guys. You can follow me at CEO Haize. Locked On Bulls is free and available on every podcasting app and platform of your choice, as well as YouTube, the Odyssey app, Amazon Fire TV. If you want to see our faces, you can do so just about anywhere. For Pat the Designer, this has been Locked On Bulls. We out. We'll see y'all tonight after the game. Peace, y'all.
Peace.